Welcome to Dear Diary, the Self-Love Podcast. In this episode, we are going to dive into a real-life coaching series where I will be guiding you through a journey of relatable struggles, stepping into strength, and how powerful coaching can be. Each one of these episodes, I promise you, will resonate with your journey in some way, shape, or form. And throughout this series, I'm going to venture deep into the heart of real life experiences that we can all sort of relate to. I think that whether you're struggling with self-doubt or seeking balance or navigating trying seasons, this series will be for you. These episodes are designed to provide insights and tools that empower you to thrive in the face of challenges. The most exciting part about this, you can become an active participant in this journey. You have the opportunity to share your stories, submit your questions and struggles and challenges that you are currently facing, and be coached by me on the episode. The link for that will be in the show notes. These struggles, these situations that my clients have faced, that I have faced, and that you have written in about, it's a testimony to our strength, reminding us that our journeys are all very similar and we are all on this path. Our experiences are important, and they can become a source of inspiration and a reminder that you're not alone on this journey. And coaching can be such a powerful tool to help you navigate this self-growth and healing and discovery. So I hope that you will gain insights that transcend past this microphone and into your ears and into your life. I hope these episodes will provide you with actionable tools that you can carry with you on your path. And from each coaching conversation we have, I hope you walk away with strategies that empower you to tackle some of these challenges in your life head on and amplify your self-love journey. I hope they serve you well, and let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Dear Diary, the Self-Love Podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Beatty, and in the continuation of this real-life coaching series, and with a special little offer that I'm going to announce, I'm really excited about today's episode. It is something that people have reached out to talk about. It is something that I have experienced with working with my coaches and my therapist. It is something that I talk about a lot with my own clients. And it's a really, really, really important part of this self-growth and discovery and healing journey. Maybe someday I'll be able to narrow that down with a one word. Maybe I should just say this journey. Whatever your journey is, it's all the things, right? And I don't know why I haven't done a podcast episode on this yet, because it's literally been in my face all year. This has been one of the most difficult years I've ever experienced in my life, on many different levels, for many different ways, in many different aspects, with lots of different experiences. And I have grown through this year more than any other year in my entire life. And I think this year was an opportunity for me to experience real-time integration of what I'm actually here doing, healing myself real time through difficult situations, coaching myself real time through navigating difficult situations. It's been rough. It's been a heavy year. It's been a rough year. It's been a lot. And I can honestly say that my word of the year, I don't know, did you do this? Did you pick a word of the year to set your intentions? Mine was wealth. And not just in the aspect of money, but a wealth of knowledge and experiences and connections and income and opportunities and ease, just like a wealth of everything yummy. And I also got a wealth of a lot of shit. So be specific when you set your intentions, my friends. So today we're going to talk about integration. Integration, it's everything. It's literally everything. It's like, why are we doing this if we're not integrating what we're learning? So I'm going to get a little nerdy here for a second, and I'm going to share with you a definition that I found on the Google of what integration is. Integration, in the context of personal growth and self-discovery, refers to the process of incorporating your insights, lessons, and experiences gained from various life events and the self-awareness practices into an overall understanding and identifying what's making these lessons, what is bringing these lessons to the forefront. Like, you're shifting and you're deepening your mindset, your behavior, your belief system, who you are as a human being. It's literally like, okay, I embarked on this journey. I'm learning all these things. I'm having a different awareness and a consciousness of all of this information. Now, what the fuck do I do with it? You integrate it, my loves. You integrate it. So I feel like there's a couple of different like key aspects of integration, 5 specifically that I sort of came up with. And so I'm going to share those with you too. Reflection. Integration begins with taking the time to reflect on these past experiences, both the positive ones and the challenging ones. So looking back through this year, reflecting on what I've been through, what I've gone through, what I've experienced, what I've moved through, and acknowledging the emotions and the insights and the wisdom and the thoughts that they've stirred in me. And like, where do I go from here, right? What do I do with all of this information? So I'm reflecting on what I've learned. Now what? What do I do with it? And then that comes in the next part of understanding. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of the meaning and the significance of these experiences. It's recognizing like what patterns kept coming up for me. What limiting beliefs kept getting in the way? What behaviors contributed to these experiences that I felt or that I went through? Both, air quotes, good and bad. There's no good and bad. It's all the same. But you know what I mean. The fun ones and then the not so fun ones. Kind of like zooming out a little bit, if you will, right? So it's reflecting on what I experienced, understanding where the patterns and the beliefs and the behaviors played a pivotal role in these experiences. And then like beyond the mind, right? But beyond the intellect part of this, it also involves embodying and like incorporating these lessons into my being, into my daily life. Like allowing myself to change some of these behaviors, to gain new perspectives on some of these beliefs that I've once had, right? Allowing myself to sort of make decisions based upon these previous insights and these previous wisdoms, based on the previous wisdom that I have gained from all of these experiences, right? And then we sort of shift into the transformation aspect of like allowing this wisdom, all of these lessons to help me transform, expand, evolve, become more self aware, become more resilient and capable of navigating future challenges, right? There's a lot of wisdom gained from my past experiences this year. And I'm sure you can say the same from the last couple of years, right? What do we do with it? Well, if we just do nothing with it, then it's like, well, you're going to keep experiencing these patterns and you're going to keep experiencing these behaviors that aren't serving you and these limiting beliefs. And like, it's just going to keep happening unless you make the shift, unless you begin to integrate your experiences and your wisdom and your learnings and make changes, right? And then that brings me to like the final and fifth aspect of integration, and it's alignment, right? Allowing these insights that I've gotten from this year for however long to start to help me make more aligned decisions, aligning my actions, aligning my values and my intentions with my goals, my aspirations, my dreams. It's sort of like bridging the gap between knowing what's beneficial for me and like where I want a desire to go in life, and then actually living in alignment with those desires, actually taking action on what it is that I get to heal, actually making moves and like pushing the needle forward towards whatever it is that I desire to experience more of or less of, right? So it's this continuous process of inner work and self awareness and personal development. And it really allows my clients, myself, the beautiful souls I'm in connection with. I see it everywhere. It sort of allows you to like move beyond the knowledge and the awareness of an experience. It like allows you to put the wisdom to use. So integration is everything. And I really feel like there are periods where things take shorter amounts of time to integrate. And then there are periods where it takes a longer amount of time to integrate. For example, when I did the Embodied Women program in the beginning of, last year, and it ended the beginning of this year, I have been integrating that this entire year. It's literally taken me an entire year to integrate what I learned then. And I feel like I'm going to be integrating it, different levels of it, forever. I mean, that was the first experience that I had with somatic healing, somatic therapy, breath work. I mean, I did breath work, but it wasn't like a full hour-long breath work practice in the body, like the whole thing. And so I learned a lot of new tools and a lot of new healing modalities, and I discovered a lot about myself, and I uncovered a lot of layers within myself, and it's taken me a year plus to really integrate what I learned in that experience, right? So there's nothing rushed or hurried about this process. It's like a gentle unfolding, right? It's bridging the gap between what I learned about myself and then allowing it to like land and permeate within my mind, my body, my soul. Am I making sense here? Because it's one thing to have a really powerful therapy session or coaching call or journaling practice or breathwork practice or just like whatever. It's one thing to have an experience. It's another thing to integrate the wisdom from the experience and incorporate it into your daily life moving forward. If you're just learning these things about yourself and you're not actually implementing them moving forward, you're not actually allowing yourself to embody the changes, the wisdom within you, then you're going to stay stuck. And I don't say that in a judging way. I just say that in like a matter of fact way. Because there's still areas that I am getting stuck on. A lot of it's like within my relationship. Your people, the people that are closest to you are going to be your biggest triggers, right? So like my relationship, I'm constantly having to integrate what I'm learning. And it's a process that I'm constantly getting tripped up over. Once I think I've healed from something, I'm like, oh, there it is again. Guess we need to work on that again, For me, it would be like reacting. I'm a big reactor, I'm very, my feelings are very sensitive. I often feel like blamed and shamed. That's my go-to defense mechanism. And so I'm constantly having to integrate what I have learned about it's not about me. I may be feeling blamed and shamed, but that's not necessarily what's happening. Or I'm reacting. Why am I reacting? I'm reacting because I'm going into my defense mechanism. The reacting is my defense mechanism. So integrating, what do I do instead? What did I learn about this defense mechanism? Well, it's here to keep me safe. It's here to protect me. Well, do I really need to be protected right now? Right? So it's like integrating that whole aspect. So it's really like, consider right now for you a moment in your life where you are faced with a challenge. Maybe like my example, a difficult relationship or some sort of setback or whatever. The integration involves like moving on and sort of dissecting your experience, not in a way where you're shaming or blaming or judging yourself, but just like understanding the emotions that it stirred up within you, right? For me, it's like feeling like I'm being blamed or I'm a problem or I'm bad or I'm wrong or I'm giving my power away by reacting. So like what emotions is it stirring up in you? And then discerning the lessons hidden within that. Why am I reacting? Why am I feeling blamed and shamed? Is it true? No, it's not. Okay, so what's deeper than that, right? It helps, it sort of like acts as like a compass of like dissecting the layers of, it's not this surface level argument or it's not this surface level issue. There's something deeper here for you. And allowing yourself to really be in that and sit in that and discern the difference between what you're experiencing and who you become after the experience. I say this a lot and I don't know if people understand what I mean when I say it. And so I apologize, but like giving my power away, what does that mean? Well, it means that I'm not honoring my boundaries. It means that I allowed somebody to affect me to the point where I reacted, became defensive, started projecting my anger and my hurt onto them, right? It's like I'm giving someone else, a situation, a person, a thing, whatever. I am giving away my empowerment, my power, because I'm succumbing to that person, experience, whatever. And so if I can stay in my power, knowing that I'm not bad, I'm not wrong. I may have made a mistake. I may have said something or done something out of character, but that doesn't make me bad or wrong, and I shouldn't feel shameful of who I am, right? So it's like discerning between the two. There's a big difference between reacting to someone else's opinion and allowing someone else to have opinion and like staying in my fucking lane, right? You can have your opinion. It doesn't mean I have to agree with it. I also don't have to attach myself to it, especially if it's an opinion about me, right? Think of it in the terms, I know a lot of people, judgment is like a big one, right? Feeling judged, judging others. How do you learn to integrate something that a time when you felt judged? How would you integrate that, right? Well, discerning between, is it true? Is that someone's opinion? Does it really need to affect me to that level? How do I really feel instead? Can I detach myself from that opinion? Does their opinion of me need to define me? Does it need to change who I am? Does it mean that I need to change who I am? Not necessarily, right? So it's like finding this experience that doesn't feel so great, extracting the wisdom, getting curious. A lot of times that's helpful to do in stillness, right? Like getting quiet, listening to your thoughts, but then going a little bit deeper than just your thoughts. How does this experience feel? And then taking the wisdom away and bringing it with you into the next experience. Because you're going to have a lot of these experiences. This is the human journey. It is filled with a plethora of experiences, right? So it's really bridging the gap between like knowledge. Oh, that I feel judged. I'm aware that I feel judged. Now I'm reacting. Now I feel hurt. Here's this pattern. And then extracting the wisdom from this. Oh, this is why I felt judged. This is the truth instead. And this is how I can shift my perspective and my reaction to whatever this experience is. And the more you do this, the more you allow this information, because that's all it is. Judgment, it's just information. Arguments with your spouse, it's just information. And I know that's a lot to grasp, or at least it was for me. I worked with, in previous episodes, I worked with my coach, Lindsay, and she had said that all of your experiences are simply information. And it was like, I mean, it's like such an easy statement that it almost like I overcomplicated it, you know? So all you're doing is gathering this information that you're learning on your journey, lived experiences, right? And you're transforming them into insights and allowing them to create lasting change. It's like if you didn't integrate what you learned, it's almost like your growth, it feels to me like it's superficial. Like seeds that like never take root. Am I making sense? The integration part is the roots deepening into the soil, deepening into your being, your embodiment, right? And then you continue to water them so that they grow and they get stronger. And eventually, as the roots grow, the seed turns into a sprout. The sprout turns into a stalk, a flower, whatever. I'm not the greatest with metaphors, but you get what I'm saying here, right? Like it's everything. It starts with the root. So I really feel like this is one of the most important factors in this journey It helps you make sense of life's experiences and turn that knowledge into wisdom so that you can continue to evolve into your highest, most incredible self. Um, yeah, I'm over the moon, like, oh my gosh, why haven't I talked about this yet? And so, speaking of today's episode, this is literally, I'm like, of course it is. I had this written down on a sticky note to do like weeks ago. And of course, it is exactly the time when I am launching my 3-month new experience called Embodied Wisdom. And what is embodied wisdom going to feel like? Integration, my friends, integration. Duh, there are no coincidences. I literally want to take, and I'm only taking 3 women. There's already spots claimed. There's a lot of people on the fence. So if you are listening to this anytime soon, reach out. The link will be in the show notes. It's a 3-month journey. We are going to be integrating and embodying everything that we learned all year so that we can end the next 3 months of 2023 with a fucking bang. Like, what are we doing here? What is the point of all of this? Where are the lessons and everything that I've experienced? What do I need to do with it all? Like, how can I make sense of it? And it's really going to be this inner journey where we're uncovering and embracing our true selves through integration, self-awareness practices, as we sort of zoom out and look at some of these limiting beliefs and old patterns that just kept popping up through the year, allowing ourselves to really integrate some of these lessons and have it transform our path into this next year, right? We're going to really embrace community and practices that promote our minds, our bodies, our souls to like sit with some of this information from a zoomed out perspective. Like, what have I been with for the last year? And even if you don't join this program with me, like, think about this, journal about this, like grab your journals and really come back to this if you're not already near your journal. What have you experienced for the last 10 months? What's a theme? What patterns kept coming up? What experiences did you continuously experience that felt hard? And how can you integrate some of those experiences like on a deeper level of like, what were they here to teach you? What's the lesson for you? If you had to have like a takeaway of the year, for me, it's, is this mine? Does this belong to me? Or is this someone else's judgment, opinion, projection, experience? Or what can I take from this? Like, that was like my lesson of the year: self-awareness and self-accountability. What's mine to own and what's yours? What wisdom is here for me and what can you take for you, right? Detaching from other people's feelings and experiences and opinions of me and not making myself bad and wrong. And now, how can I learn from that of like, oh, what's here for me? What's here for me? You know how many times I said that to myself this year? Okay, that fucking sucked. What's here for me? Now I'm going to take all of the things that were here for me, and how do I allow them to land deep within me so that I cannot experience so many of those situations next year, right? So it's like this journey is going to guide you in developing this deep sense of intuition and self-trust as you connect with these little moments of inner wisdom. And so it's going to empower you to lead more conscious choices and find greater clarity in your experiences and really deepen your level of purpose and what you're here to do and what's really important. Because navigating these really hard times is not all that you're here to do. Like, it gets to be easy. It gets to feel effortless. You get to move through these things. You're allowed to release some of this stuff that doesn't belong to you. Learn from it, move through it, and then move on, right? So we're going to have daily practices. There's going to be accountability. There's going to be support calls, group coaching calls, breathwork practices, embodiment practices, one-on-one calls. And then there's going to be an inbox support so that you can soundboard your experiences and vent about your processes and share what's coming up for you. And it's just going to feel really yummy and nourishing. And it's going to equip you with the tools and the motivation to navigate your journey in a way that creates lasting change as you step into the new year. And I'm just really freaking excited about it. The price is $333. I'm like so over the moon happy with that because I feel like it's something that's tangible and you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. Show link is in the counter. Link is in the show notes. And if you just want to like go for it and do it, grab your spot. I'm going to cap it eventually because I want to get started. And if you have more questions, reach out. I would be happy to answer them. But this is everything. This is the journey. This is the integration process. I am so excited to continue to learn and evolve and integrate what I am learning. And I hope you are too. I hope this episode served you well. And until next time, I'll see you around. And that is it for today's episode. I hope that these words activated and inspired something inside of you. And if they did, please share this episode with a friend or on your social media, and feel free to tag me so that I can say thank you. The more people who hear these words along their path, the more we can help inspire and heal the world. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a review. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Sending love and light until next time. I'll see you soon.